welcome to Encore, where we're enjoying the summery weather here on the banks of the Seine in Paris. I'm joined by Abigail Altman from the American Library in Paris. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to ask for some special recommendations for holiday reading. If I want to read about France or Paris in English, what should I be putting in my beach bag?
I brought you 3 very different books today, and I brought you a beautiful bag to put them in, since I do hope you'll take all 3.
Thank you very much. That's perfect.
The first book that I brought you is a history of the Parisian love affair with food. Might sound a little bit cliche, but this is Paris and we do love to eat. A Taste of Paris is written by a journalist, David Downey, and he's really a specialist in the subject. It's an entertaining story of French eating habits, of fads. It also acts as an informal guide to Paris restaurants, neighborhoods, a lot of classic spots. He's not so keen on the new hipster scene.
We agree there.
Yes.
Well, I think I'll take that one. I'll say yes to the Taste of Paris because I love gastronomy.
His anecdotes are very witty. You'll feel like you're sitting next to the most interesting person at a dinner party, and he's sharing the best secrets really just with you. The next is The Cloister by the masterful James Carroll. It's a story in 3 parts. Eloise and Abelard, the Nazi occupation of France, and the Catholic Church in New York in the 1950s. Somehow he manages to seamlessly weave everything together in a tale that covers medieval forbidden French romance, the Holocaust, and the Church's darker side in the role throughout history.
It sounds fascinating, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to turn that one down because I've read it. But we will recommend it anyway. Okay,
Fantastic.
I'll leave that to one side.
And the last one, you had mentioned that you wanted a book that was translated by a French author into English, but in fact this is a French author who's written her first book directly in English. How to Behave in a Crowd is by Camille Bordas, and it's a beautiful coming-of-age story that's moving, it's funny, it's darkly comic. The narrator is absolutely charming, he's endearing, his voice is authentic. You'll fall in love with him right away like I did. He's a teenager trying to find his way in a very kooky family of overachievers that are completely socially dysfunctional, and yet he makes it through okay.
Fantastic. That sounds like a good introduction to contemporary French literature. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Abigail, it goes in the bag. Now that's our reading list decided, and I think we can visit the library in the summer as well.
Absolutely. The library is open all summer, so if you finish those 2, or if you wanted to borrow The Cloister for somebody else, you should definitely drop by.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, what about entertainment for those of us who are stuck in the city? The cultural scene here in Paris can feel a bit quiet during the summer months as the major institutions shut up shop and prepare the next season's offerings. But there are plenty of performing arts for those seeking out things to do here in the French capital, thanks to the Paris l'été festival. I went to check it out. Every summer, Parisians take a break from their city, leaving the streets of the French capital practically empty, apart from tourists, pigeons and performing arts. The Paris l'été festival brings theatre, dance and installations to unexpected urban settings, like this 18th century mansion in the centre of town. Ambra Senatore is putting the final touches to her open-air dance show, Promenade à Sully. Ambra, your show uses the gardens and the building of the Hôtel de Sully for its representation. How has the place been an inspiration for you?
The Promenade à Sully project, from the outset, was all about being seeped in this space, by its history, the little anecdotes that tell its story. And so that's what happened. We came in here. It's a place where people come and go all day long. But it's also inspiring because it takes you to other places.
Et voilà, donc pour moi, on a travaillé à partir du lieu.
So we're outside and the audience is outside. They're also invited to participate a little bit in the show. How do you think that changes their experience of the art?
Indeed, by making the most of these evocative spaces, you're sort of mixing the feeling of visiting and watching a show. And what we're suggesting is that the audience get involved. So obviously that changes things. I think people feel like they're a legitimate part of the show because everyone's doing it. That's what we ask them to do. It puts the spectator in a different position. They're active in a different way. You'd have to ask them, but I think it's almost as if we became friends. It's almost like spending an evening with friends versus friendship, even if no one knows each other.
The CADO Next Generation Ensemble has swapped the island of Sado in Japan for the Théâtre du Soleil here in the Bois de Vincennes woodland in Paris. Their traditional style of drumming is like a heartbeat, and it resonates with audiences around the world.
It was so vibrant, it was so energetic, and it was really engaging, and we really enjoyed ourselves.
Totally uniquely Japanese, and we were we're astounded, we're speechless actually. It's something we've never seen before.
Your heart starts beating in rhythm with the drums, and they're so passionate about what they're doing. You're really holding your breath for all of the numbers.
I'd never seen that before. They're all in perfect harmony, so synchronized, it was just great. It brought tears to my eyes, seriously.
Dozens of events, both ticketed and free to watch, in spaces that range from school playgrounds to swimming pools and even in the sky. Until August 4th, Paris provides the stage for the most innovative and diverse performances of the summer. And whether you're spending the summer in the city, at the beach or far from the crowds, you still need a soundtrack that is the best in summer music. France 24's Richelle Harrison-Pless has been putting together her perfect playlist. Let's hear what's on it.
Hi Olivia, so on my summer playlist this year I've got Beyonce and Jay-Z, aka the Carters, and their latest single, Ain't because I saw them recently in concert at Stade de France and they set the stage on fire.
Get off my dick. Give me the ball, take a top shift. Call my girls and put them all on a spaceship. Hang one night with Beyonce, I'll make you famous. Have you ever seen the stage going ape shit?
I've also got Cardi B, Bad Bunny and J Balvin, a collaboration called I Like It because I love the mix of trap and salsa music. Also, the clip is super fun, super colourful, and Cardi B is, of course, the rapper of the moment.
I said I like it like that. I like proving niggas wrong. I do what they say I can't. They call me Cardi, banging body, spicy mommy, hot tamale, hotter than a Somali, Virgo.
And we also have to mention the viral dance craze of the summer. It's called Floss by the Backpack Kid.
Let's go.
Fussing on the block, mix it with that Millie Rock. I be fussing with Suede, while I be drinking lemonade. Fussing around, about to get paid.
Let's have a quick look at the French football team, Les Bleus. They've got the moves.
We're wrapping up with an exhibition which transports you to the beach quite literally. Artistes en Normandie is on show at Deauville, overlooking the town's wide sandy beach. It's a tightly edited selection of painting and photography, showcasing the light and the landscape of that region of northern France. And it features work, lesser-known work, in fact, from artists such as Courbet, Delacroix and Renoir. We'll leave you with a preview. Otherwise, do join us after the holidays when we'll be back with more arts and culture here on France 24.